What happens when an empire overreaches? When arrogance meets the freezing jaws of winter, and men are left to die in a city with no name left to give? This is the story of Stalingrad, the bloodiest battle in human history, where over 2 million men fought, and nearly half would never return. But it wasn't just a battle of bullets and bombs. It was a battle of wills, weather, and warped ambition. And when it ended, everything changed. This is how Hitler's unstoppable war machine met its match, in the ruins of a Soviet city on the banks of the Volga River. By the summer of 1942, Adolf Hitler was obsessed. He had crushed Poland. He had humiliated France. He believed the Soviet Union was just a matter of time, and his eyes, they were fixed on a single city, Stalingrad, a city that bore the name of his greatest enemy, Joseph Stalin. But Stalingrad wasn't just symbolic. It was strategic. Capturing Stalingrad meant securing access to the oil fields of the Caucasus, crippling Soviet industry, and controlling the mighty Volga River, a key lifeline for Soviet logistics. So Hitler gave the order, Operation Blue, a two-pronged invasion into southern Russia. General Friedrich Paulus led the 6th Army, Germany's elite force. By August 1942, they were at the city gates. The Luftwaffe flattened the city. In just a few days, Stalingrad was no longer a city. It was rubble. But rubble was perfect for a new kind of war. Urban, brutal, and personal. The Germans expected surrender. What they got was a nightmare. Soviet troops, and many barely trained, were thrown into battle with a single rifle for every 2 men. Retreat? That wasn't an option. Stalin had issued order number 227. Not one step back. Soviet soldiers were trapped between German bullets and their own commanders. But something began to change. The Soviets turned the ruins into fortresses. Factories, apartments, even sewers became battlegrounds. Every inch of ground came at the cost of blood. Snipers ruled the rooftops. Knife fights happened in stairwells. Entire platoons vanished in the shadows of collapsed buildings. Heroes emerged, like Vasily Zaitsev, the sniper who killed over 200 Germans, hunted by a Nazi marksman in a deadly duel. It wasn't war, it was slaughter. And winter was coming. By November, the tide began to turn. While the Germans were bogged down inside the city, the Soviets were preparing something massive. On November 19, 1942, over 1 million Soviet troops launched a pincer attack, not on Stalingrad itself, but around it. They targeted the weaker Romanian and Italian divisions guarding the flanks, and it worked. The German 6th Army was surrounded, trapped, freezing, starving. General Paulus requested permission to retreat, but Hitler refused. The 6th Army will fight to the last man. Resupply by air failed. Temperatures dropped to 30°C. Men froze in their trenches, and still, Paulus did not surrender. Until January 31, 1943. The once glorious German 6th Army, 300 strong, was now reduced to 91. 0 frostbitten, starving prisoners. Of them, only 5. 0 would ever return to Germany. The Battle of Stalingrad wasn't just a Soviet victory. It was a global turning point. It shattered the myth of Nazi invincibility. It gave hope to the Allies. And it marked the moment when Hitler's empire began to collapse, slowly, then all at once. But its human cost? Unimaginable. Over 2 million dead, wounded, or missing. Mothers lost sons. Sons lost fathers. Entire families were erased by frost, fire, and fascism. And yet, from the ashes, came resistance, courage, and the will to fight on. Stalingrad proved one thing. You can bomb a city to rubble, but you cannot bomb a people's resolve. What do you think was the true turning point of World War II? Was it Stalingrad? D-Day, Pearl Harbor? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the moments that shaped our world. Until next time, history remembers. Will you?